Hey, how's it going? It's Fat Daddy Sambo with those nerdy metal guys, and it's time for another concert review. Today will be a solo review. Maddie D did not accompany me to this particular show. The missus asked to go see the Halestorm Godsmack concert at Ameris Amphitheater this past weekend, September 29th. And what the missus wants, the missus gets. So, as far as the usual complaints that we have about the Ameris Amphitheater is parking. We were able to upgrade to Lot A parking for this particular show. Makes it a lot easier getting in and out. If you happen to be attending concerts at this particular venue, then I would definitely recommend upgrading to the Lot A parking pass, if possible. For seating, the missus did not want to be on the lawn. I'm kind of a cheap guy. I'm a cheap date. Lawn seats are usually fine for me. I'm into more of the excitement of the show, not necessarily my geographical location in the venue. The missus wanted good seats. She wanted to be covered, so I upgraded, and we were pretty close up. We were in the orchestral pit. We weren't in the pit where there are no seats and standing because the missus ain't going to put up with that. But we were pretty close up. On to the bands. Monster Truck was the opener. This was a band I personally was not familiar with. I had to look them up and read their Wikipedia page while they were playing. And no disrespect to the band, just wanted to know more about them. This is a band out of Toronto, Canada, and they really focus on biker rock, hard rock. They did a few bluesy type slow numbers in their set. Very entertaining, actually. The guitar player had an absolutely gorgeous Gibson SG that I just really a wonderful tone. Running it through an old Marshall head, just had got that classic rock sound. So again, solid band. Couldn't tell you a name of a single song they did, unfortunately. But really just fun. Not a band necessarily that's in my particular genre where I would go out and get excited hearing that they were coming and headlining their own show. But if they were on a ticket with another band, I'd show up early to see them. Yeah, they were fun. On to Halestorm. Halestorm did a absolutely fantastic job with their set. This was my third time seeing Halestorm, seeing them twice before on the Uproar tour in 2010. It was the missus's first time seeing them. She's been a fan for quite some time. For me, I was able to do the compare contrast, and I have to say that the band has really grown a lot professionally and musically. Lizzie Hale has really amped up her stage presence. If I look back to how they were when I saw them on Uproar, they had a lot of youthful exuberance. This show, they have a lot of worldly confidence. Again, she can command the audience, with her smile and with her inter-crowd play. The set list was great. They opened up with "Do Not Disturb" off the Vicious album. They hit a lot of their highlights. Familiar Taste of Poison. They ended the night with "I Miss the Misery." In between, they did "Here's to Us." They did "Black Vultures" off of the Vicious album. Just a nice 12-song set. If I really had to look at a negative for Halestorm, it would be that I would have loved to have heard something off of the Reanimate series. I mean, they did 3 albums of fantastic cover versions, and none of them were presented live. I mean, Slave to the Grind is just made for her, or Out to Get Me, even their cover of Bad Romance, they just do such a fantastic job. I would have loved to have seen her do those live. I was grateful that they avoided the political discourse that has infiltrated so many other band shows lately, so it didn't have to feel the tension in the crowd rise based on that. They tiptoed around that very nicely. RJ did a nice little drum set. He was kind of the comedy relief for the night, if you will. If you were lucky enough to be up front standing in the pit, you probably walked away with a drumstick or a guitar pick because the band threw plenty of drumsticks and guitar picks to the crowd. Halestorm, fantastic set. Can't complain at all. Godsmack is a band that I've followed since about 2001. And, I had the pleasure of seeing them in 2011 on Mayhem Fest, and then I caught them last year on their tour with Shinedown. And quite a bit musically has changed over the years. The set Sunday night, for what we heard, and I'll elaborate on that, for what we heard, it was a solid set. I have no complaints with Godsmack as a band. They are musically gifted for what they do. They are creative for what they do. They have carved their niche, and they know how to do their style of music in a fantastic manner. Similar to bands of that same kind of new metalish time frame genre, they do kind of get quite a bit repetitive. Disturbed is guilty of the same thing, where you really feel like all the songs are running together. Obviously, songs like Crying Like a Bitch stand out. Voodoo stands out because they are noticeably different. But when you get into the rest of the catalog, especially stuff off the Bulletproof album, one, that album's a sleeper to me, doesn't do it for me, not at all. And two, those songs live, they really don't take on the energy that I want from a Godsmack show. The missus, she wasn't into it at all. Unfortunately, we hung around for about 6 songs into the set, and as they were starting the 7th song, I looked at my wife, and she looked absolutely miserable. It had been a long day, it had been a hot day, and she asked if we could leave, and so we did. Unfortunately, this is not a full. For all I know, they could have come to life and been the greatest band ever on the planet after we left. I'm not thinking so. Comparing the set list that they did on Sunday night to the set list that they did last year, it is the exact same set list. Listening to the inter-song banter by Sully to the crowd in between songs, it was the exact same banter. So I don't feel bad about leaving early. We got to bypass a hell of a lot of traffic. And ultimately, we had a good, fun experience. It didn't have to be soured with my wife sitting through another hour to hour and a half of a band that she didn't enjoy. Some people may argue that that's a waste of a ticket. Not for us. She had fun. She got to see Godsmack, or not Godsmack. She got to see Halestorm. I got to see 3 bands and got to get out with my missus, and have some fun. So, and that's what it's all about. Metal is not. People say metal is a serious music. Metal is fun, man. It is about getting out your emotions, getting out of your comfort zone, and just being yourself. So, can't complain. So that's been our review for this. If you like this video, please leave me a note, give me a thumbs up, and Maddie D and I will be going tonight, in fact, to see Sebastian Bach at the Variety Playhouse in Atlanta. So look forward to a review on that later on this week. And I hope that everybody has a great day. Keep flying the metal flag. Please support metal bands locally and live, and venues that support metal acts. And I guess that's it. Thanks, and have a great day.